Hi, I'm Andy, and we come to our SRX automations lab. This is the number 6 module, and we will go look at how to add the dynamic routing configuration into our VPN config from last lab. Okay, so if you recall, last time we add a we have add a VPN configuration to our SRX. Okay, so if I do show configuration uh, security IKE, right? This is our IKE config, and then this is the phase 1, right? And this is the phase 2, right? And so this is actually based on our topology uh, diagram, and we are building a tunnel right between the two SRX firewall. Okay. Now, however, if we go back to our um, um, Ubuntu NetDoff machine, and we are trying to ping the private network on the other side. So you can see right now we are in 172.16.0.10, right? And if you look at the config, so this is us. We are in 172.16.0.10, and we are trying to ping the private server 192.168.10.10 through a VPN tunnel. So let's see what happened. Um, Okay, 192.168.10.10, right? So you can see basically it's stuck, right? Right. So how come it's not working? Because even though, so if we do the show security flow session, right? So even though you can see there is a tunnel configuration up, right? So you can see this is the ESP from dot 5 to 10, right? This is our tunnel, but there is actually no traffic, right, going through the tunnel. And the reason is, so there are two things, right? One is we need to add the routing information, and the second thing we need to do is we need to add the security policy in order to direct or allow those traffic to go through the tunnel, right? So now to add the routing information is actually pretty straightforward. And you can see that from our configurator, if you remember last time, from the our config generator, um, you can see there is actually, when we generate this configuration, there is actually a line right here. And it's saying that we can add a static route to the private network, right? 192.168.10 is our private network. Through the interface st0.0, which is our VPN interface. Okay, we can do it this way. Now, however, in our lab, we are going to do a dynamic routing, right? So if you do a lab, and um, if you want to follow along, so this we come to number 4, which is the dynamic routing, right? So now the idea is to configure a OSPF route to SRX, so it knows how to route the traffic to the other side. Now, and then after this one, the next step we will do is to configure the security policy, right? So after these two lab, we are able to like send the traffic from our DevOps machine to the other side, right, to the private network. Okay, so let's go through what we need to do in this lab. Okay, so the thing is, we have shown you guys different automation method, right? So remember the first lab, we are using the Ansible for the SRX automation. So we define a playbook, an inventory file, and the Jinja 2 template, and use the Ansible playbook command to set the SRX configuration. Okay. Now the next one we do is there's a second way we do is basically using a Python program to read a YAML configuration file. Okay, so this is how we configure the VPN in the previous lab. So you can see that basically what you need to do is you use a Python program and uh, to read two files, right? One is you will define the variables in a YAML file, and then also the CLI in a Jinja2 file. The Python program will combine these two files to output a config, and then we use the install config inside the PyEC library, and then install the configuration to SRX. Okay. Now, today we will use basically just a single program, which is a Python program with a PyEC library. And we will just put everything inside this Python program. So all the CLI will be inside this Python program. And then it will send it to SRX to do the configuration. Okay. Now, so you can see that basically, the first method is more close to the DevOps operation, right? It use a open tool, right, Ansible, to do this automation. The second one would be everything will be derived by using the in-house tool. So you have to write a Python program and then divide by read the YAML and file for the configuration. And the last one is basically is very customized, right? So because all the CLI is inside the Python program, so it's not that flexible. If you want to change your configuration file, you have to go inside the Python program to change all these parameters. But the point is, we want to show you the different ways you can do customization and automation. Okay, so now. Uh, the rest is pretty straightforward. So what we want to do is in this lab is enable the OSPF for the VPN to route to the SRX head end, right? And then using the PyEC library to build the OSPF config and load it to SRX. So basically, you can follow the the our GitHub link to get all the source code and the detailed information. So we will create a file called conf.-ospf.py. So in this configuration, we'll define the OSPF config, and then we load it to SRX, right? And basically, how to write this type of Python program? There is a PyEC example. So in this example, you can take a look. Basically, it's let me just see if I can just go to this website, right? So this is basically a Juniper website. It details how you can write a Python program using the PyEC library, and then load and update a configuration file, to the existing configuration. Okay, so it has you can just follow the step to do that. So in our case, we can just take a look at the GitHub. Okay, so there is a program called so the source is the ospf config.py, right? So it use the Juniper Python library, PyEC, uh, using the user connect conf and connect to our SRX machine, right? And then it will do this. Basically, this the very specific command line, and this is it's just like what you're going to type it on the console, right? So it's defined as a list of string, right? A very long string, and then you will load this string into the SRX configuration file using this dev.cu.load module. Okay. At the end, you will be able to look at the difference, right? And will show you what has been changed. Okay. So this is quite straightforward, and you can see the output here. But what we're going to do, we're going to show it to you on the terminal. So in the terminal, you can just do the Python and .conf ospf.py to run this program, and you can verify the changes by log into the SRX, and then you can see there is a interface configuration and also the protocol configuration after it's done. All right. So let's go to our config, right? So this is our SRX. So if we show the configuration interfaces L loop back 0, so there's nothing, and then there's no protocol configuration right now. So we're going to add the OSPF configuration. So what we're going to do is we go to this directory of Vagrant Ansible, right? And okay, sorry. Um, examples. And you can see there's a file called conf ospf.py. So we'll take a look. So this is what we have seen in the GitHub before, right? So these command lines is used as like a long string in Python, and then we use the library to call it, and it should display the difference, and then it will go ahead and commit it. So so how can we're going to run it? So we just do the Python conf ospf.py, right? And so you can see now the output is basically it will show the difference. This is the thing we're going to add, the loopback interface, and then the OSPF protocol for dynamic routing. And we can go back to our SRX. Now we run the show configuration loopback 0 again, and protocols again. Okay, so there we go. Now, however, at this point, let's try to do the ping again. So so now we have some route information. Okay, but can we do the ping to the other side? You can see we still let the policy to allow us to do the ping. So that will be our next step. Okay, so let's conclude the lab, and thank you for watching.